Vladimir Putin tells the citizens of Russia to have sex during their lunch breaks. Eating grasshoppers might improve your sleep and your libido. And a piano teacher poured bleach on her partner and tried to sever his penis after being denied sex. Whoo, that was a mouthful. These are the weird stories on Thursday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast. And it's super weird. It's very strange. It's very kinky. It's very quirky. Let's go. Vladimir Putin urges the citizens of Russia to, quote, have sex during work breaks to address Russia's declining birth rate. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a baby in abject poverty who will eventually be shipped off to die in a war when they're 18? 18, who am I kidding? They probably conscript toddlers at this point. 14-year-olds I wouldn't be surprised to find were in the Russian army. Look out for the toddler brigade. The article begins by saying to tackle this declining birth rate, Russia has introduced several measures to address the issue. It includes free fertility checks for women, financial incentives, such as an offer of 8,500 Russian bucks to females, to Russian bucks. Is that a thing, Jonesy? Are they called rubles? I've read too many Dostoevsky novels. I'm going to call them rubles. They're offering money to female students under 24 for their first child. Additionally, access to abortion is obviously restricted. Divorce fees have increased as well. And public figures are urging women to prioritize childbirth. Yeah, good luck with all of that, guys. We have here Tatiana Butskaya, a member of parliament in Russia. She's outlined a plan for employers to monitor and encourage childbirth among their staff. Okay, here's where we get into the workplace part of the suggestions. Here's what they say. Each employer should look at their workplace. What is your birth rate? Do you have one more child this year from each person who can give birth? Look at your numbers. So it sounds like they're asking your actual bosses to do something about the birth rate. What's that all about here? Hey guys, on your lunch break, if you don't have any food to eat, which many of you probably don't, perhaps you could just, have some sex in the employee cafeteria. Yeah. Hey, don't stop there. Get it on in the conference rooms, in the bathrooms, behind the building's okay as well. And if you don't mind, we'll probably be watching. And if you think I'm just jesting and exaggerating, we have here the health minister, Yevgeny Shestopolov. I think I'm pretty good with Russian names. Some of the other countries I really fight. India specifically, but in Russia, Yevgeny Shestopolov. I even pronounce it properly in my mind. This health minister says Russians should, quote, actually said this, Russians should, quote, engage in procreation on breaks, when you're at the workplace. So I'm imagining factory worker orgies during lunch breaks, right? I mean, more meat for the grinder. That's what they're looking for here. It's more meat for the grinder. Well, they're concerned about the birth rate, as most countries seem to be. Let's get into the stats on Russia. Gee, I wonder why the birth rate's dropping in Russia. Can anybody clue me in on what might be the reason for that? It says here the country has recorded its lowest birth rate in 25 years in the first 6 months of 2024, with the number of infant deliveries falling under 100,000 for the first time in June. The combination of declining birth rates and rising deaths during Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine has exacerbated the country's population crisis. Many people are also emigrating due to the war as well. Yeah, people are bouncing. They're going down to Thailand, I've heard. So obviously the country's concerned, and the Kremlin is trying to come up with some incentives to get people to make some bebes. The workplace suggestion's a little bizarre to me, and I thought it was a joke, but no, it's very serious. This health minister in his interview went on to say there was no reason why Russians shouldn't attempt to conceive during the workday. Here's another quote from this guy. Being very busy at work is not a valid reason, but a lame excuse. You can engage in procreation during breaks because, life flies by too quickly. When this idiot was asked how people who work 12 to 14-hour days would have any time to procreate during the workday, he replied, during break times, during lunch break times, During the 15-minute break you get in your 14-hour workday, you just make baby. Go on. You make baby or else. Or else me and Mr. Putin will impregnate your wives ourselves. This is ridiculous. But Mr. Putin, can you just please stop the war? I miss my boyfriend who's gone off to fight in the war. If he was here, surely I'd make a baby. If you could just stop the war. Hey, let's not get crazy, comrade, okay? Now, as you know, Russia is not the only country seeking to reverse its falling birth rate. Japan has been grappling with long-standing issues of a shrinking and aging population. They're trying to come up with some ideas, as I've covered. Some of them very cockamamie. That's why I covered them. North Korea is reportedly punishing doctors who perform abortions and providers of contraceptives with jail time as part of their drive to boost the country's birth rate as well. It's still a mystery to me why anyone would want to have babies in this current world that we live in with, and I'm not even living in a country that's at war. I mean, I live in a country where kids are identifying as cats and there's microplastics in my balls, and that's enough for me. A new study shows that eating grasshoppers is good for your sleep and your hair and your libido. It's the sound of science. Boop, 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 science. I bet you never thought that maybe the secret to some good sleep and a good night of sex is hiding in an insect-based diet. Well, there was a study that was led by somebody named It's an N followed by a G followed by another N. How am I supposed to say that? And if that's not enough, there's another N and two Y's in a row. What kind of letter organization is this? This is a barrier to pronunciation. Abdul. I could say Abdul. The study stated that the secret might be lying in a grasshopper-based diet. They're saying we should be eating some grasshoppers. I've tried grasshoppers before in Mexico. Pretty tasty, especially with some spices on them, some hot spices. I had no idea that by eating grasshoppers, I was also awakening my powerful libido. Maybe we ought to give grasshoppers out to the Russians so they can make some more babies for the meat grinder. Now, for the purpose of this study, I guess they used some rats. Right? It's got to be a weird job to just be watching rats all day, giving them grasshoppers to eat, and then watching if they have more sex, counting how many times they have the sex, how long is the sex. So they gave rats, they gave rats grasshoppers, a particular grasshopper called Ruspolia nitidula. Some Latin word. They're still using Latin words for the insects in order to confuse the layman. This is a type of edible grasshopper common in Cameroon, in case you're wondering. And the rats that ate this particular grasshopper that's common in Cameroon showed more improvement in particular health markers over the other rats that didn't eat the grasshopper. Now, I'm starting to wonder if this is fact or if this is what Big Grasshopper wants us to believe. Yes, eat the bugs. Shh, trust us. You'll be better in the bedroom. You'll have more regular pooping intervals. It's a superfood. Yes, a superfood. The grasshoppers are a superfood. Eat the grasshoppers. And what do the praying mantis coalitions have to say about this, I wonder? Okay, back into the details of the study that was conducted on the rats. It was observed that the rats that consumed a grasshopper-based diet showed significant improvement in their sleeping patterns, increased sexual tendencies, and better hair quality as well. And so, there's a thing called rat pattern baldness that they suffer from. It's a little bald spot on their butt, rat pattern baldness. I'm just making stuff up, guys. The rats that did eat the grasshoppers could ditch their toupees, though, it says here. I'm just making this up, guys. So benefits of a grasshopper-based diet is apparently a thing, and they want to try this out with some humans. The article says, we cannot completely set aside the cringe factor when it comes to chomping on grasshoppers, though. But they want you to know grasshoppers are a healthy and unique alternative with the growing food security issues and a fast-growing population in the world. Unconventional solutions, such as insect-based diets, can play a crucial role in enhancing nutritional intake for every individual and ensuring a healthy body and a healthy mind. Paid for by Big Grasshopper. No, I mean, an insect diet, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. I mean, an insect-based diet might be a little bit weird. I mean, I assume based diet means like mostly it's insects that you're eating, but bringing in some insects into our diets, I can't see what's wrong with that. I mean, the reason why we eat the stuff that we eat is from all of these thousands of years of socialization and pressures and niche sources. Right? Is any of this making sense what I'm saying? I'm trying to sound smart here. It's well known that through agriculture, we sort of just settled on a very select few number of vegetables and leafy plants, whereas in the actual plant kingdom, there's so many more that we can actually eat. But we've narrowed it down. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying social pressures, societal pressures, and decisions over millennia. When in actuality, there's a vast, how shall I say, cornucopia. Yes, Jonesy, good one. Cornucopia of edible things in this world. And when you go to other countries like I have, you see that they're eating different things. I'm eating things from my culture, things that, this diet that we've narrowed down. But we could be inculcating all sorts of different vegetables, different leafy plants, different seeds, and insects as well. I don't see the problem with that. And now that I'm learning, eating certain bugs can increase my libido. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We're already eating weird things anyways to increase the libido. I've covered stories on, these Chinese libido increasing concoctions that are pretty weird. They involve, animal tusks and whatnot. Pretty soon you're gonna hear your partner go, "Hey babe, grab the grasshoppers, meet me in the bedroom," and it's gonna be a good time. A piano teacher poured bleach on her partner and tried to sever his penis after being refused sex. Of course, a piano teacher. I've warned you guys many times to look out for these draconian piano teachers. They will not accept no for an answer. This guy refused her sex. He probably didn't even refuse sex. It was probably that he didn't practice. Let's keep reading about this psychopath here. A pianist. Is that how you say it? Pianist? I think it's pianist. Poured bleach over her partner and nearly severed his penis when he refused to have sex with her, according to a court. Well, she's just, trying to teach him a hard lesson because there was some discord in their relationship. I'm wondering if he cut off all contact with her after the attempted penis severation. Severation, is that a word, Jonesy? I don't think it is. Yeah, it's a sever. And then it's a severation. The noun of to sever is a severation. No. Let's find out where this took place. It's East Sussex, which I assume is in the UK. The woman's name is Marlena Mashinska. What is this? A C, then a Z, then a Y, then an N? Mashinska. Come on, guys. Can you make it easier on Jonesy today? It's near the end of the week, man. Cut me a break. Marlena Mashinska Shibasi, age 38. It says here Marlena waited until her boyfriend, age 50, had fallen asleep, and then she poured bleach on his face. That's weird. As he was confused and fumbling for his clothes in the dark, she stabbed him in the groin, narrowly missing his penis. Oh, it sounds like she was maybe not trying to cut it off, but just stab him. This is all not going to work out, I mean, if you want somebody to sleep with you, you shouldn't pour bleach on their face while they're sleeping and then stab them in the member. That you need that member to be working, because, I mean, there's not enough grasshoppers in this world to make your cut-up genitalia work in the bedroom. The music teacher later said in court, quote, "I wanted to harm his penis, but because he moved, I got his thigh instead." Well, she admitted she wanted to harm the penile. A few days ago, she was sentenced to 7 years in prison after she pleaded guilty to wounding her boyfriend with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. The court noted that the couple had been in an again, off again relationship since 2011. On again and off again, and then it turned into a stab again and stab another time. On the day of the attack, Marlena had tried to initiate sex with her partner at her home in Hastings, but he refused, saying, "Please don't." No, I love that. "I want to have sex. Please don't." "No, I'm not ready for sex." "Oh, you'll be ready in a minute or two." "Eat these grasshoppers." No, I don't like grasshoppers. No, I don't want to eat the grasshoppers." "Yeah, eat the grasshoppers. Eat this grasshopper smoothie I made you with mango and passion fruit." "No, I don't want a mango passion fruit grasshopper smoothie. I don't want to have sex tonight. I'm very, very tired. Please." Now it says here, after he said, "Please don't," he went to sleep, but he was woken when he felt liquid being poured onto his face. He told the court, "My next recollection was some liquid being poured over the left side of my face. When I inhaled, I realized it was the bleach. It went into my nose and my ear. I sat up straight away, and that's when she threw the remainder of the contents of the glass of bleach into my face." The victim then began to find his clothing and get his socks on when he was then stabbed in the groin. Blinded by the bleach, he described feeling warm liquid running down his leg. He said, quote, "My initial thoughts were I had wet myself out of fear and what was happening to me. It was only when I looked down I could work out it was blood from the wound. I then looked at her and could see she had a face absolutely full of rage, and she was holding a knife. She was coming towards me with the knife." Luckily, the boyfriend was able to escape the flat and was discovered by police lying naked and covered in blood in the hallway of the building. It says here, as the lady, Milena, was being arrested by the police, she asked the police, quote, "Do you know if it's in the genitals or not?" "Do you know if it's in the genitals? Did I get him or not?" Psycho. She later told the court, "I got massively drunk and stoned with marijuana. I grabbed a kitchen knife and bleach and poured the bleach in a glass. I poured it on his closed eyes." She told the court she had been the victim of serious sexual abuse and had acted in self-defense, but the court found no evidence of abuse and found her to be coercive and controlling of her boyfriend in many ways. Sounds like it. We even have a quote from the judge, Christine Lang, who told the pianist, "I find you to be a liar and a very manipulative person who hides behind the story of serious abuse as an excuse to lash out at people both mentally and physically." She's been jailed, and there's an indefinite restraining order imposed forbidding her from contacting her ex-boyfriend ever. Well, that's what she gets for trying to permanently maim this gentleman's member. He's like, "I need that for tomorrow, the factory lunch break orgy." Call back. Hi, my friends, my beautiful people that follow and listen to the show. Thank you so much for spending some time with your buddy Jonesy. I'm here for you. I just want to say I got some pretty good reviews yesterday and today, and I believe it was because I read that very poor review that I got earlier in the week, and I got some fans of the show stepping up to leave me some positive 5-star reviews on Amazon to offset those bad reviews, so I appreciate you guys coming to my rescue. We have TK, who gave me 5 stars and wrote, "Jonesy, #1. My #1 podcast. I listen daily. Keep on being funny and keeping it real, man." Thank you so much, TK. I appreciate that. You keep it real too, man. You keep keeping it real like you do, brother. Or sister, or whatever. You know, whatever you are to me. I could say you're a friend. You're a friend, TK. Also, Janet left a 5-star review on Amazon as well and wrote, "Funny AF. Jonesy, he's our man. If he can't make us laugh, no one can. Been listening for a few years now. Love the man, love the mind, love the humor. What a way to start my day." Janet N. So shout out to Janet N. and TK for leaving me very positive 5-star reviews on Amazon to help old Jonesy out, because I get the bad reviews, as you know. People can't stand it because they're stupid, is what I think's going on. That's, Anyways, I don't even have to say anything in defense. You guys step up your game and give me nice reviews, and I just love that. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. All right, listen, guys, today's Thursday, so tomorrow being Friday, we're going to be doing the Florida Friday episode. If you're new to the show, on Friday, I only do weird news from Florida, so please send me weird Florida stories from this week. You can email me, funnyjones@gmail.com, or you can send them in my DMs on Instagram @funnyjones. That works too. I'll get them there. Appreciate that. If you want to support the show, write a review on Amazon or make a review on Spotify. You can leave 5 stars on Spotify. So if you're listening on Spotify, that only takes a second. Just click 5 stars. Super cool. I give you thumbs up on that. And a kiss. Mwah! If you want to support the show because you just struck it rich in the stock market after what's his name, Powell? Yeah, Powell dropped the rates. Then maybe you had some of those stocks that went up. Maybe you want to give Jonesy some donation ducats. So go to weirdafnews.com and click on Buy Jonesy a Coffee, or click on the Patreon banner. That's how you do it. You can join the Patreon or buy coffee, and that's how you do it. We'll see you tomorrow for Florida Friday, everybody. My friends, my lovelies. And good luck with your life, man.